Hi, this is Vince Bear. I'm here today speaking with Diane Sanders. She's a member of Life Together Church. And Diane, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey with Christ?
When I was 12 and 13, I had a really bad family life. I was being picked on by my brothers, and it was very bad abuse from my father and everything. So I just wanted to die. I didn't want to be alive anymore. So I took my mom's house and I walked out the door and I said, "Bye, Mom, never see you again." And she goes, "What do you mean?" And I just kept walking out the door, slammed the door, and I walked down Welland, East Main Street to the canal. And that was the place that I felt really unsafe. So I thought that's the place I wanted. So I walked into the canal, and my cousin, I don't know why, but she was just going home and she saw me. She's like, "Diane, what are you doing at this time of night in the water?" Right? And I go, "Go away, go away." And she got a phone call that my mom was worried about where I was and the police are out looking for me. So I was soaking wet, started walking home. And my mom said, "You know that I got the cops looking for you and everyone is out looking for you." I just didn't want to be there no more. So I lived with it, and it was still abuse going on, and my father was horrible. Yeah, he was not a good dad. But anyways,
So did you receive counseling after?
no, no, I did not. I had Big Sisters Association, so Gudrun Seeger, she was in charge of these team meetings that we had. She talked to me, so she started talking to me, and she told me I need counseling. So we started with the Big Sisters, just talking.
Good.
Big Sisters. It came to a point where I did sin. First time I was with a man for 2 years. Nothing, It was more like I was more like a tomboy.
Okay.
So I hung out with boys like as friends. Like,
Okay.
go play basketball. Let's go
Right.
to the park.
Okay.
Let's, climb the swing sets. I remember that. But so I met this fella after teen dance, and we started dating, and it was 2 years. And then the first time, that we were together, I found out I was 3 months pregnant. I didn't even know it. So I thought, this is the way I'm going to get out of the house. Well, it was. My dad kicked me out. I was 16. He threw my stuff out on the porch. He was really upset. My boyfriend at that time was from Quebec, so he was a French man. And my dad said he didn't want no Frenchman, like, to be, father to his grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he threw out all my stuff. So Big Sister stepped in after I was 7 months pregnant. I was on the streets for 4 months.
Oh my.
So I lived on the streets. I know what it's like to look for hungry and be hungry. Kind of couch jumping at friends.
Sure.
Yeah, so I had to learn that. And then Big Sister stepped in at 7 months when I was 7 months pregnant and got me to go to Hamilton. And it was Grace Haven maternity home run by nuns.
Okay.
I was there only, 3 weeks or something, and then my boyfriend at the time and the dad of the baby came to get me. We escaped. We just said we're leaving, went back to Welland, and we moved in with his mom. And then It was time to have my baby, and then I moved in with his sister, and I moved in with my sister. It was like all over the place again with a baby. And then these foster people, whole family, 5 daughters, took me in, made a upstairs apartment, and they cut it off so I could have the kitchen, bedroom, and a bathroom.
Really?
So they adopted me, and
Wow.
they became my foster family, and they still are.
Really?
So they were Christians. They were very. They brought me up in church too.
Wow.
So they babysat for me once in a while. Yeah,
Right.
and yeah. So they took care of me. So I got a new family and one that cares about me.
Right.
And my daughter.
Right.
So that happened. I've been through a lot of crap in my life.
Yeah.
I was actually forced to come back to St. Catharines to live with my mom because welfare wasn't going to give me any money in Welland to live. So they said, we're going to take your baby if you don't go and move with your mom. So I had to go and move with my mom, who had 4 kids living with her already. So, yeah. And then that's what happened. Like, I think I just became an alcoholic because of the things all I've been through. I mean, bad. I used to lie to my daughter at 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to the doctor's. Like, she was only 2. My mom was always there for us.
Uh-huh.
I was glad that she moved away from my dad. She got away from that.
Sure.
Like, they were together since 1959, so.
Hmm.
Yeah. So then, like I said, on New Year's Eve I drank 10 bottles, different alcohols. My mom lined them all up on my dresser. Said, now you happy? I go, no, I'm not. She goes, well, go to church. There's one right across the street. So that's when I went to church.
Okay. And by then you were well into your 20s?
18, 19, and 20, and then became a member there. It was the British Methodist Church. Harriet Tubman was
Harriet Tubman Church, downtown St. Catharines.
Yeah.
Yeah, very famous church.
Yeah. And so Pastor Cassandra Gregory was my pastor, and
But you knew something happened.
I always say, like, my heart was like the Grinch's and became 3 sizes bigger from learning about Jesus and the Lord and that he died for us. And every time I watched the movie about him dying, and it would hit me like
Right.
like really hard in my heart. So, like the Passion of the Christ movie,
Right.
I mean, it was graphic, but that's what we had to see, I think. Even if it was a movie.
It was well done.
Yeah.
It was a good picture of what Christ went through.
Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what pain he must have been in, and he never succumbed to saying, oh, my pain. And then I got saved by saying the sinner's prayer, and I never drank again. So I haven't had a drink since 1992.
Good. That's amazing. So did you try Alcoholics Anonymous as well?
No,
You didn't?
no,
So after you received Christ, that was enough to
that was
get you
enough.
back onto a new path.
That was, yes, it was, I became a new person for sure. Like they said, you know, like reading the Bible and going to church and just doing Bible studies and stuff like that with the church, and then learning more and more about him. And I just felt like my heart changed. she was calling people to come up and get prayed for. And I had my 7-year-old daughter, Gracie. And Gracie went first. And she was 7 years old. It was her first time at the church. So, and she said the prayer. And then she came up to get prayed for. And they had those blankets that you cover over, like when you fall. Well, Gracie was 7 years old. I know it's not about her right now, but this is how it touched me more. So they laid hands on her, and she started sweating and turning red from them praying on her. And she started speaking in tongues right away. And she went to the floor, and I thought that was scary for her, but apparently it wasn't. So she was there a good 5 minutes, and then we helped her up, and she goes, "Mom, I saw Jesus."
Wow.
So Pastor Cassandra cried, I cried, everyone cried in the church. So I said, I wish I could have that. I wish I could have that gift of tongues. I prayed for it so many years.
Right.
So many years went by. And I don't know why I wanted it so bad. Maybe because I wanted to feel like I was part of the church more. Because everyone else had that beautiful gift, and they were in that zone with God, you know, like in His presence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more and more every time I went to church, and I started praying, and when was it? It was finally 2013. I got baptized in water. It was a swimming pool, but so I got baptized, and that was my first baptism, and water baptism. And I felt different again. It was so weird the way I feel, like my heart just, just more and more, I craved more of God. So that week after my baptism, I went to church on Sunday, and I don't know, I just started praying, and I got in my zone, and I had a vision of God telling me a verse, like Acts 2:11, about people speaking in tongues. I thought, okay, He's going to give me the gift, maybe, So yeah, I started praying, and I started speaking in tongues, and I felt it. I felt it with all my heart. I felt it with like His presence in me, and so I went back to school. I felt a lot better. Got my grade 12. I thought, I'm going to show this to my daughter, that you can still be successful in life and still continue to be a good mom. It was hard though.
And that happened after you got born again?
Saved, yeah.
Okay. All right. And were there other trials along the way, being a single mom like you were?
Yeah, the father was not around.
Oh.
He disappeared after he had an affair. So, he wasn't around for my daughter, so I was glad that I raised her by myself.
Okay.
I've been with them now 8 years this year.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want, like, I can say how I found them. I was just moved to Western Hill 8 years ago, and I thought it was just a food bank.
Right.
So I didn't know about Bible study, even though they mentioned it probably, but I wasn't, like, my head wasn't there. So
Right.
I didn't know. And for 2 years I went there, and I didn't know it was Bible study after the food bank. So I went to Bible study, and I go, wow, now I can read the Bible and get to understand it by taking it apart.
Right.
Like,
Nice.
get questions asked. Like,
Right.
everyone gets asked what part, caught our eyes or something, and he explains it so well. Like,
Right.
I found it hard to read the Bible completely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting John now. And now probably one just recently, a year ago, when I took 30 Tylenols.
Oh, right. You expand on that story.
It was tough. I was very depressed. I fell on my tailbone, fractured it, and that was December 2024. 2025, I couldn't walk or move, and I was in so much pain. And I prayed on it, but it didn't. I don't know. I can't say it didn't work, but maybe because I didn't believe enough,
Okay.
So I got an argument with Gracie because I was like, I'm very depressed. I don't like this life. I hate being not able to do anything in the house. I couldn't walk for 2 months. So I took 30, thinking it's just Tylenol, it's not going to kill me. I took it for pain stuff, even though I put down it, but I'm not.
Right.
They put me into mental health right away.
Sure.
I thought maybe I shouldn't have been there, but then I started reading the Bible there. I started with John 1, but it took me a while, and I started doing the Bible, and I started feeling better about believing in Him again. And my head finally went back. I prayed. I repented for what I did. And I said, I'll never do it again, Lord. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Repentance is very important.
And is the pain subsided now in your tailbone?
I live with it. Like, I'm a tough bird, like my mom. I still live with it. Like, some days it'll just bother me, and I'll just, like you saw me using the walker, because I was like, I can't do this no more, I can't. But my hips are deteriorating. I need new hips and everything. I got everything I need new, and I got my shoulder blade in the back here is overlapped. The ribs are overlapped on top of each other from the fall.
Oh.
Yeah, so they said, oh, it's nothing. It's only grade 1. I'm like, yeah, grade 1. It hurts. Now my ribs tuck underneath. If I bend over, it tucks underneath and it stays there. Like, I get stuck. So I have all these problems, but I pray to God all the time. I think He's the one that's strengthening me, because He always, like, I do all things through Christ.
Right.
He strengthens me. And I just look for Him to keep strengthening me so I can keep walking and doing what I have to do.
Right. Any other stories you want to share before we wrap things up here?
No, I think that one, it lasted a year, so, I still have the pain, but I just keep praying to God that I keep moving, so.
Right.
And that's what you gotta do.
Right. What would you say to someone who's looking for a home church and might want to consider Life Together Church?
This church really, they focus on being family. As soon as you walk in the door,
Right.
you become family, and it's important to be close to them, like, so they understand what you're going through, if you're going through pain, if you're just heartache, anything. They always take you aside, and if you need help, and pray. Like my daughter now has a boyfriend that she met here. They're going to be doing a pre-marriage 12-step book
Good.
to make sure that they are compatible.
Sure.
And Pastor John is involved in that. So he's a very busy guy. He does all these things, campaigning for missions and, but to be part of this church, oh my goodness. It's not a church that you just walk in and the pastor does a sermon and then you're done.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Jonathan likes to feed food to his disciples.
Yes, he does. And getting on that topic, how does the food bank help your family at all?
Oh,
What would you say
yes.
about that?
Okay, every Wednesday at 4:30 till 6, 70 people come through those doors and sit there and have a meal. They have coffee, tea, desserts, and then you get food. And they're not even funded by the government, so it's
By food, you mean they walk home with 2 bags of groceries?
Well, 2 bags sometimes, yeah. If you have a big family. Me, I'm silly. I put it all in one bag, and it's like this. I'm like, because you get fresh fruit, vegetables, you get canned goods, you get snacks for your kids, babies, anything that you need. I live basically on the food bank.
Nice.
Like every week, we just get the food. Like they sometimes have frozen meats, sometimes they have cheeses, and so every week I know it's sad to say that, but we're in housing and we're in disability, so we don't get very much.
Right.
Like we may be paying a very small amount for rent, but you get a smaller check.
Right, sure.
Not like everyone thinks,
Right.
like everyone thinks that you get this big check, like $1,400 or whatever. So $130 I lived on, and we still had rice, we still had Kraft dinner, and we still, like canned goods or whatever. I can make anything you want, like out of those little things, different food. So, you learn how to budget like that,
Right.
especially when you got a child.
Sure. They meet Mondays to prepare for the Wednesday food drive, right?
Yes.
Do you volunteer on Mondays at all?
Well, I had been until I got sick for a month. But yeah, I love helping. I love
Great
helping
place
the
to serve.
church.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things you can do. You can help with the food bank and pack bags of flour and pack bags of pastas and rice and and get everything sorted. And
Right.
the more hands you have, the better you can serve
Right.
the people. And just like them, they before the food bank, 3 to 5, he said, they clean the food bank, the entire place.
I see.
And then they have their own talk about devotions of what they did, how they spent time with God.
Right. Right.
So.
And then there's a Bible study at 7:00.
Yes.
After the food bank.
Yes. And then we sing, and then we speak about what the word meant to us.
Right. Right.
So it is, and not just that, like there's a choir, we call it M squared, and anyone can join that too.
Right.
So, yeah, and prayer nights, we have prayer evening here
Okay.
on Monday nights.
Right.
and you gather together for an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and you just pray over the scripture, what we're given.
Mm-hmm.
Just amazing.
Good.
It's amazing church. I don't think there's any church in St. Catherine's like this church where it feels like family.
Right.
You're more like family here, like you become sisters or brothers.
Right.
An actual, you know.
Because then there's the Thursday discipleship class then on top of all that you just said.
Yes. Well, it's chapel.
Okay.
Yeah. And it used to be at the pastor's house, but now it's here at this church.
Right.
Which is much nicer. Now we get to eat like a dining room,
Right.
type, like a dining room family.
Right.
Pastor Jonathan wants to connect with us all the time, so he put it like dining room that you can eat together as a family, like
Right.
we do at Thanksgiving, all sit at the table.
Right.
And we get served, you know, so
Right.
very nice. Yeah,
Good.
pretty busy.
Yes. Yeah, it's a great
Friday is a cleaning crew. Sometimes they pick Fridays.
Okay.
So now they got youth group.
Right.
That's on Thursday nights, where he tries to make disciples
Right. Good.
for the next generation
Yeah.
to take over. He's been pastoring for 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what else? You have any questions for me?
No, I think you've answered all my questions. So I want to thank you for the time you've given for the program today. And maybe we'll have you on again sometime.
Okay.
Thank you very much. See you, Diane.